What's up, folks? Welcome back. Thanks for coming. Today we're going to cook one of my favorites, brisket. Alright, so today we're going to be doing brisket. As the title suggests, we're going to be doing this kind of Texas style. So we've got kosher salt, we've got black pepper with granulated garlic, and we've got olive oil that we're going to use for a binder. Now, I know that Texas style is usually just salt and pepper, but the granulated garlic gives it a little bit more of a savory flavor, so it's a big piece of meat. Don't be scared to try out new seasonings on it. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing trimmed up. We're going to take off some of this darker perforated meat here, get it seasoned up, and I'll be back with you in just a minute. Alright, so that's about all I'm going to do for the meat side. Now for the fat side, we're going to be cooking the fat side down. For the fat side, I'm going to be taking a little bit off of here. Going to be taking it down to about 1/4 inch. Alright, this one, it doesn't have much more than 1/4 inch on it. And since this is going to be a really long smoke and we're going to be cooking it fat side down, this fat is going to help protect the meat from drying out. Alright, so the fat side is about where we want it. I got a little overzealous in a couple of places, but that'll be fine. This is plenty of fat to protect it during the cook. So now we're going to go ahead and get our binder on and get her seasoned up. Alright, so this is the side we really want to shine. This is the side where that beautiful dark mahogany bark is going to be. So we're just going to load it on there. It's going to be delicious. We're going to let this baby sit here and sweat this out for just a little while. We're going to let it sit here for probably about an hour. I'm going to wait about a half an hour because it's going to take my grill maybe 15-20 minutes to come up to temperature, and I just want to make sure everything's okay. And I also want to get my smoke tube, get it filled up with pellets just to get an extra dose of smoke. Since I'm using a pellet grill, I'm not going to get the same amount of smoke as I would in my stick burners. So I'm going to line up that smoke tube and get a little bit of extra smoke rolling in there. So we'll see you at the pellet grill. Alright guys, we're out at the smoker now. I apologize it's so dark out here, but this is a nighttime cook. My smoke tube's going. As you can see, we've got some really good cherry pellets in there. I'm going to go ahead and blow this out. Put the smoke tube in the smoker. Alright, and that smoke tube is going to give us some really good smoke for a while. I probably won't have to put any more pellets in that for about another 4 to 5 hours. Alright, so our brisket is in, our smoker is up to temp, and I'll probably check it probably before I go to bed, but it's around 9 o'clock now. I don't foresee having to do anything special to it until probably 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. So we'll see you then. All right, so it's about 5 a.m. Let's see how this brisket's looking. Yeah, it's got some beautiful bark. I'm gonna go ahead and get the probes in, see where our temperature's at. All right, we got the sun trying to come up a little bit. It's cold out here. All right, so we checked the temperature probes. We're looking like 154 degrees internal right now in the point. So we're gonna go ahead and take it off, get it wrapped up, get it put back on there. Probably gonna bump the heat up a little bit. I bumped it up last night to about 200 degrees because it got so cold. So after we get it wrapped up and put back on, the bark is set. That's really all we need to do to the outside of it. We still want to cook it slow, but we don't have to cook it as slow. With a pellet grill, it's really hard to get a good layer of smoke, a good smoke ring on it when you're cooking it at a higher temperature. So cooking it low and slow like this overnight gives it that really good bark and that really thick smoke ring. So we're going to go ahead and get it wrapped up and get it back on. Oh wow, so looking at it in the light here, you can see that that bark is just set beautifully. It's nice and firm. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get this thing wrapped up in my old Texas crutch here, and we'll get it put back on the smoker. All right, she's back on the pit now. I'm gonna go ahead and put the temperature probe in right in the middle of the point, or where the point meets the flat. And I'm gonna go ahead and bump my temperature say around 230. We'll check it again later if we need to. All right, let's roll. All right, so we're up to temp. We're at 200, 202 internal. Gonna check the tenderness right quick. Yeah, there's no resistance there, none whatsoever. She's ready. So we're gonna put her in the cooler, let it rest, try to maintain the internal temperature on it, and we'll see you guys back when we start to slice it. All right, so we've got her off the smoker. We've let it rest for about an hour and 45 minutes. And we're about to unwrap it and see what kind of present we got. Oh, wow. Look at that bark. Look how beautiful. And we've got to jiggle test it. It's got jiggle. All right. So, give me just a sec. I'm going to get this foil out of the way, and then we're going to cut into it and see if we did get a smoke ring by cooking it low and slow. All right, so on the flat, we've got our grain running this way. So, before we get up to the point, we're going to cut everything against the grain. We're going to start with this burn end right here. Just to check the smoke ring. And that is not bad at all. It looks like we've got about a 1/4 inch smoke ring on there. Let me turn it around where you guys can see it. All right. So I'm just going to cut these in about 1/4 inch pieces. Oh, and it's falling apart. Look at that. Look how beautiful. That is nice. And it is very, very tender. Let's just have a look. It's got good elasticity. Pull test. Wow, that may be a little overcooked. look at that bark. That is just beautiful. I gotta try it. So good. All right, so let's recap what we've done on the brisket. We started by trimming some fat and putting a little olive oil on it, salt, pepper, a little bit granulated garlic. We put it on the smoker at 195 for about 8 hours. After that, we reached an internal temperature of 154 degrees. We wrapped it up. We went to an internal temperature of 202 degrees. We let it rest for 2 hours, and we just have some beautiful beef goodness here. Guys, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for sharing this recipe. Hopefully, what the f? So guys, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for letting me share this recipe with you. Hopefully you'll get to try it. Hopefully you won't cook it quite as over as I did, because it is kind of falling apart. But as always, thanks for the support of the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I put out new content every chance I get. I do have a full-time job, so it's kind of tough. But anytime you try to cook a brisket and somebody tells you you're not experienced enough, tell them it's okay. I'm a professional, amateur.